Network Entertainment.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Kaya Pa Ba? And for today, I'm very excited. Not because I've always wanted to be a housewife who cooks, but for something else actually. Please welcome to the podcast, Ikoy Rapadas.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Kamusta naman po, Sir Ikoy?
Okay naman. Actually, medyo parang pagaling pa lang ako sa sakit ko.
Maraming may sakit ngayon.
Oo, eh.
Yes, maraming may sakit ngayon. But maraming salamat at nag-guest ka sa pod.
Of course.
Okay. I mean, initially, I wanted to have you on because I saw yung podcast kay Leland and I found you to be such an intriguing character. Tapos
Thank
parang
you.
feeling ko lang, as a guest, parang in fairness, ang dami niyang binibigay kay Leland. Parang dapat ganyan ng mga guest. And then upon doing some research with me and my team, o di ba may researcher ako, I realized na ang daming parallels ng buhay natin in terms of professional career and how we got into the content creation of it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so for everybody's visibility, di ba? A very corporate term. Ayan, inunahan ko na. For everybody's visibility, si Ikoy po was on the commercial side of this, of content,
Yes.
of digital.
Yeah.
And it's basically like where I came from as well. You've been doing full-time content creation as a food guy for the last year and a half.
Yes.
How has life been from like working 9 to 5 to I'm sure now you work 24/7?
It's been great. Yung best part for me is yung hawak ko talaga yung oras ko. So, may perks din pag talent ka na eh. Pag hindi na ikaw yung aligaga sa kliyente.
Correct.
Tapos talent ka na. Pag kunwari may sakit ka or kunwari ngayon may sakit ako, nakapagpa-move ako ng certain deadlines kasi I really got sick. I got sick. So dati parang hindi pwede yun eh. Like kailangan umandar if the campaign needs to be launched, it will be launched by hook or by crook. But if the talent says, may sakit ako, biglang pwede na siyang mauro.
Sarap maging talent minsan, no? Diba?
Yeah.
Oo. Tapos magsabi pa yung, pag may sakit yung talent, yung agency mag-text pa sa'yo, the client says like, like, wishes na you have a speedy recovery. May mga
Yan.
ganun pa.
Oo. Minsan, yung may mabang clients, mabait pa, nagpapadala pa ng care package,
Diba?
ganyan. So, masaya lang pag ikaw pa dati yung nasa accounts or sales. Walang ganun.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows you to be the food guy on Instagram, which has such a hypnotic feel to it. I think that's how I will describe your
Hypnotic.
videos.
It's interesting.
It's hypnotic. Yung tipong I think the voice, the edit, all of it. I think that's how I will describe it. We'll get to that later on, but I do want to pick your brains on just being able to transition into the content creator life. More or less, you worked for how long before content creation?
Tagal. Since 2013.
Oh.
And then, so a little over 10 years.
Yeah.
11 years.
Got it.
Ganun.
Same. Now, why do you think was 2024 last year parang the pinakahinog time for you to finally make that big transition after spending over a decade in what many would say is a conventional 9 to 5 space?
Honestly, natsambahan ko lang talaga siya. Kasi, nung 2024 January, I was going through a thing. I recently just moved into my apartment. And then, parang naisip ko lang na mag-start lang ako mag-content. Kasi parang matagal na ako nagluluto talaga. Tapos parang, yun nga, meron akong face na, pinaganda ko yung condo ko. Tapos nagpapaka self-improvement
I mean,
phase
it was
ako.
January after all, right?
Oh, diba? It was January. Q1 is always parang, I want to be best foot forward. And I decided to document it. So, gumawa ako ng food videos. And then, bigla lang siya nag-pop off a month after. Like, it was very fast. So, nung nag-pop off siya, I was still working. Sinabay ko talaga sobrang it got to a point na ang hirap na ipagsabay kasi nung pumasok na agad yung brands eh. Ang bilis pumasok ng brand sa akin. Di ko alam bakit siya nangyari, pero nangyari siya. Sobrang grateful ko. Pero nilapitan ka agad ako ng brands, nilapitan ka agad ako ng current agency ko now. parang April pa lang May.
Wow. That's
Diba,
pretty
January,
fast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tapos yun, nakuha ko kagad yung first parang long-term deal ko April, May, ganun pa lang. So parang you eventually have to prioritize it Kasi ang pinaka-concern ko na at the time was, kapag gumagawa ka kasi ng content for brands, hindi naman kasi siya ma-approve agad.
Correct.
Hindi mo siya ma-upload agad. So for example, in a week, may work pa ako, may day job pa ako, nakakapag-shoot lang ako pag uwi. Or kapag nagkukunwari akong nagtatrabaho pag work from home. So,
tandaan, narinig niyo na. Hindi kayo nag-iisa sa pagsisinungaling sa mga boss nyo. Okay.
So, pagka kailangan ko ilang beses ka lang makakashoot sa isang linggo. So, pag yung 3 times na pwede ka mag-shoot, puro branded, tas wala ka ma-upload, wala akong ma-upload that week.
Correct.
And that's an issue. Kasi when you're just starting out and you're gaining traction and momentum, kailangan maglabas ka ng content.
Yes.
So yun, that's when I realized I think I need to prioritize this na. And then, yun nga, kanina you mentioned ko kay Leland, when my booked revenue was already bigger than what I could possibly make with the company that I was working for. I think that was the sign for me to, and yun, like, I think I was getting inquiries na every week. So yun talaga, parang I felt sustainable na ata to, kaya na.
Yeah. I love it you speak in sales terms. So, pupunta tayo sa sales era mo later. Pero yung shinare mo kasi right now, parang, I guess right now you look at it as parang maybe medyo stressful na parang, oh my God, is this the time that I dropped the 9-to-5 job? But I'm sure something about it also felt incredibly romantic in the sense na, oh wow, I feel like my life is about to change with this thing that I feel so very passionate about.
Yes.
Diba?
It's crazy siya parang hindi mo talaga siya ma-expect. Like, hindi naman lahat ng tao magkakaroon ng privilege or, alam mo yun, ganitong klaseng blessing na parang, it's actually very overwhelming. It's something na hanggang ngayon pinoprocess ko pa rin. Kasi hindi ko, alam mo yun, parang normal na tao pa rin ako ngayon. Pero parang kumbaga wala naman akong ganitong klaseng parang, these are things na parang you only see happen to other people.
Correct.
Alam mo yun, na, and you never know what it's like when it happens to you. And then when it happened to me, it was, hindi ko pa rin siya parang, it's still very surreal to me. So, yun lang. Parang hanggang ngayon, pinoprocess ko pa rin siya. It's actually very difficult to, it's really hard to explain. In such a way na parang, hindi mo maiisip na nagyayabang ako or ang hirap niya. Minsan nga even with friends, you can't even explain it.
Yeah.
Especially kaya parang you value yung content creator friends.
Yeah.
Kasi they get it.
Yeah, there's a certain grind na parang in as much as people think so much life is happening to us right now. A big part of it is also, guys, hindi namin alam kung may trabaho kami next month.
Pero may ganun din.
Diba?
Yeah,
Hindi namin alam actually. Diba? Yeah.
So, but it's just so, yun, it's a weird experience. Tas parang, yun nga, yung having some sort of attention is also something that, you know, not a lot of people, like, it's not something I'm used to, you know?
Yeah.
It's not something you can be born used to, diba?
But I would like to think na it was meant to happen.
Yes.
In the sense na, because again, looking at your background, parang you always had a flair for the creative and the artistic, and then you were very much exposed to the commercial side of creativity. So parang looking back at it, parang you had all the makings of someone who should be able to turn it into a profession. But of course, the artist in you, when it finally happened, was still in a little disbelief, I'm sure. Yeah.
Pero you're right. Parang I think yung moment lang na yun din, when it finally happened, it felt like this whole like culmination of like everything that I went through in my life na kasi nagbabanda rin ako for the longest time. So I think naturally, like, I guess I wanted to be a performer. May ganon. Tapos I did the digital marketing and then I did sales. And all of that is something that you need for this job. And then the network that you got out of all of that is something that you could, sobrang useful sa akin today. Na parang dati, yung mga nakafollow sa akin ng mga kliyente sa Instagram, nagulat na lang sila na parang, huy, bakit, bakit sikat ka na? Pwede ka ba namin may brand ako, ganito, ganyan. Ganun lang siya kadali bigla.
Yeah.
So, it's so useful and sobrang visible mo na sa kanila to begin with. Yung mismong pag-grow mo nga as a creator, isipin mo yung mga kliyente na may hawak ng mga budget at ng mga brands. Nakita nila yun lahat. So, parang naging fan sila. Alam mo yun, parang it's not something that all creators have the privilege of having.
Yeah. And also, ang privilege din for us who are from the industry, alam namin ang mga presyuhan ng mga bagay. Diba? Which is, I would think na it's still a net positive that we know that because we know ano yung value ng profession natin today. But I think we talk about this sa podcast a lot na there are people here listening to the pod who are in a 9-to-5 who want to pursue a certain something, a certain passion, and they feel like they may be just wasting away dahil they could be doing something better. Pero again, ang ganda na sinabi mo, parang you have to look at these things as necessary education for 100%. That next frontier of your life that you have been dreaming of for a very long time.
Yeah, like I think a lot of the people who made it, they would always say na if you want to pursue content creation, just do it. Just keep doing it. And then if it doesn't happen today, it can happen in 10 years. You don't know. And I think yun na parang, I think kaya lang naging mabilis for me is because I already went through something. Alam mo yun, na ganito. And I think that's what made me relatable in a sense. Kasi parang, I already lived a certain life na it became very natural when I started documenting it.
Yes.
That it was something na parang people resonated with. Now, had I done it earlier, baka hindi siya nangyari. Kasi parang, ano ba ako nun? Diba? Di natin din alam. Baka di pa ako ganun ka-interesting. Di pa ako mahilig sa certain things.
Hindi ka marunong mag-edit. I mean, there are things, diba? Ang dami pang hindi alam.
Right? Dami mo pang hindi alam. Di mo pa alam kung ano yung magandang video.
Correct.
I mean, I haven't doom scrolled enough.
Hindi mo pa alam yung tamang delivery mo sa recorder app. Kung parang, ganito ba kalaki? Or dapat ganito lang pagdating sa mga VO. I mean, it's something you have to like learn as you go along.
At saka yung mediums today weren't available then.
Yes.
So kung kunwari pasok ako sa Reels today, wala namang Reels noon eh.
Correct.
So YouTube wasn't like, yung kumbaga, hindi ako nag-long form vlog eh. That's not my thing. And that didn't like that was the thing before.
Yes.
And that's what made the Will Dasoviches and the Erwans big at the time is because that's what they did.
Correct.
They were vlogging. And when that was the meta, hindi ko masabayan yun. And now na may ganito na meta,
when you say na hindi mo masabayan, is that informed by you knew you had something to say but parang the distribution or the channels weren't resonating with you as much? Or was it both? Na tipong talagang feeling mo just from a messaging standpoint, hindi ka pa talaga hinog?
I think it's both. Na parang, hindi pa hinog kasi parang feeling ko, well, di mo naman malalaman yung kung hinog ka na or hindi. Either you just do it and then the people decide kung hinog ka na.
That's true.
But when I saw na parang, these were the distribution channels, this is what people were doing, I knew in my heart, I can't do that. I can't shoot myself. I can't I can't.
It's good that eventually technology actually empowered creators or creatives like us to be creators. Sabog, soundbite. But you know what I'm saying, right? Parang ako, I've always loved gay references. I think I always had a certain, I knew I was funny, pero parang, but how do I get this across? And maybe 5-7 years ago, tama ka, it's not YouTube, but when I saw TikTok and short form content, I was like, I think this is closer to where my natural talents
parang kaya ko to.
Diba? May ganun siya. With that, of course, sumabog ka sa Instagram last year. You mentioned momentum a lot of times. Ano yung sa tingin mo naging alas mo in creating a lot of momentum sa start pa lang? Kasi it does feel like you have parang kung paano ka sumabog sa public, it hasn't stopped eh. And I'm sure part of that, you had agency over, di ba? Na parang, wait, deliberate yung ganitong naging career move, yung na ganitong partnership, and this particular change in the way I do my content.
Ang nangyari lang kasi nun, so yun nga, matagal na rin ako nagluluto, ganyan. So like, I can actually really cook. And then, I started yun nga. And then I figured out a format. So yung format na pumapasok ako sa loob ng condo, tapos magluluto, tapos may voice-over, etc. I don't know, it just so happened na gumana siya. From the onset, nung first time ko siya ginawa, nagka-traction siya kagad.
Yeah.
And then, I just kept doing it. And then it just kept working. So, hindi ko alam.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to say na parang meron akong alas na parang, I think it's also because, yun nga, because I've lived already a certain life
Yeah.
na parang ang dami ko nang pwede ring ikwento.
Correct.
Marami na akong makikwentong kwento.
Yeah. And I think that was the momentum. Diba? Alam mo na parang, nung all of a sudden nag-click lahat.
Yeah.
And it was about like seizing the moment when it was already in front of you.
Yeah.
Diba?
So I just kept going. Pero ito, I think this is one of my, magiging vulnerable ako dito. Pero I think this is one of my, parang binabantayan kong concern sa ngayon. Kasi the fact lang na I started doing this thing full time and my lifestyle has changed to a certain degree. Parang meron na akong feeling na parang baka maging out of touch na ako. Kasi before, sinasabay ko talaga siya with work. I actually come home from work and cook. And then, I have stories, like if I watch my old videos, like there are stories talaga na parang, shit, this is so really, I get it. Now na parang I've been doing this thing full time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't help but feel na parang I'm starting to lose touch of the magic that I first had. Yung parang nagkakaroon ako ng gano'n na concern na binabantayan ko na what do I do? Kasi parang before, I was a guy who had a job and was doing this thing on the side.
Yeah.
Now that I'm doing this thing full time, it changes everything eh.
Yeah.
Even if, kahit sabihin natin, the format's the same, I still do my best. Nagkikwento pa rin ako kung ano yung totoo sa akin. I still never compromise on any of that, even with pagka may partnership deals or whatever. But, nakaka-relate pa ba yung tao sa akin?
Correct.
Which is something na parang, or parang yung nagiging importante ba sa akin ngayon, yun pa rin yung importante sa tao na hindi naman content creator. So parang sa akin, yun yung parang naging concern ko na parang I've been doing this full time for a year and a half. Yun yung parang isa sa mga parang binabantayan ko ngayon. Kaya kunwari ito, isa sa mga pinaka malalaking impluensya ko ngayon pag nanonood ako ng mga food videos are people who have only done it, who've only tried doing it once or and never again, or who do it sometimes lang. Kasi parang there's just a certain magic with
there's an electricity with, like, pag naramdaman mo, shit, ito yun eh.
Yung parang, yung hindi talaga nila to ginagawa, pero parang, I know that when they uploaded that video, they were so excited to share it. They were so, gano'n naman kasi din ako nung nag-start ako eh. So parang, I want to, di ko alam paano, but I want that back.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that is a very valid concern, diba? Because, but I think also it, to parang use kind of like a tech startup term, parang getting from 0 to 1 is you need a certain kind of energy.
Yeah.
But getting from like 1 to 10, iba na naman yan.
Yeah.
10 to 20, iba na naman yan. I mean, I've been doing, you have far more followers than what I have. But because I have been doing it for 5 years, medyo the need to change it up para it still feels true to you, is something that you will have to apply on a more regular basis.
Yeah.
Like, ako, like, yung content eras ko, iba-iba yan. Nag-start muna ako as like drag race parodies, then naging advertising life parodies, and then nagkaroon ako ng serye na parang puro resignation letters yung ginagawa ko. And then I had a podcast, and now I have 3 podcasts. But
Ikaw
it's always
pala
like,
si Move the Needle.
Sino si Move the Needle?
Yung parang yung...
Yes, that was me. Oo.
Oh my gosh. Yung nga.
Yeah. Ako si Move the Needle. Si...
Turtle Dove. Ano yun? Something Dove? Dovetail.
Dovetail. Oh my God, you remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Ako si Move the Needle at si Dovetail. And now I wear wigs on a podcast.
So, you just did. Yung
with Makoy. Yeah. So, ayun lang. I mean, the fact na I guess na alam, like, ibang-iba pa ako noon. Saka iba pa yung ilong at pisngi ko noon, by the way. But yeah, I think the need to be true, period, meaning the need for it to be true to you right now, I think is very important. And I think it's more about what you feel is true now than what you feel is true for them who are watching it.
Yeah.
Para naman ako ano nito, elder bigla. Pero yes, yun siya, parang you really gotta change it up. It is brutal in a way because we are still also just at the mercy of what the new algorithm is for the platform.
That's true.
Diba?
You're
So,
also at the mercy of that.
yeah, diba, na parang ano bang kailangan nila, diba? Ano bang kailangan nyo, Mr. Zuckerberg? Mga ganon. meron siyang ganon. That is a valid concern. But also, there are more people for you to discover who might find whatever it is you have to offer now something very, very valuable to them. Yun. Sabog. Gusto ko yung naging vulnerable tayo bigla. Diba? Oh, pero importante yan. But I think rin kasi, what I'm hearing from that is that you are just very, very artistic. You mentioned kanina you were with a band. I think you were always drawn to the performance of it all, the creative of it all. How do you think has being a musician, how has it helped you become a content creator sa pag-engage pa ng audience? Nandun ba yun na sinasabi ko, napaka-hypnotic ng dating ng mga videos mo?
I think it's just yung parang yung meron ka idea and then bringing it to life. I think it's very similar. So when you're an artist, you're a songwriter, you write songs, it always is just, an idea, and then you see it through hanggang mabuo siya.
Correct.
Hanggang sa naririnig mo na yung kanta sa Spotify.
Yeah.
So yung buong process na yun, like I feel like is very similar to and yung just getting used to that feeling na sobrang hubad mo pagka nilabas mo na yung content. Kasi yung content or yung song, kasi it opens you up to everything.
Like, it's not yours anymore. Totoo yun sabi nila, parang like, medyo like blood, sweat, and tears, tawag ito, figuratively. Pero pag pinost mo siya, like, it is whatever they want it to be.
Exactly. They get to decide if this is cool or not, if this is good or not. Or regardless of what your intention is.
Yes. It's always weird because like, kunyari with Dog Show Divas, it is also something na parang ugang-uga ko at the moment. May mga comments sa tipong, oh my God, hindi masyado nakakatawa tong episode na to. But at the same time, the same episode will, like, there are people, oh my God, best episode of the season ever. Na tipong, medyo nakakauga siya sa utak. Kasi tipong like, what do you want from me? Us ba talaga, diba? Yeah.
And I think that's like, tuning out the noise is also like a skill that you develop.
Yes.
Pero sobrang hirap niya.
Mahirap siya. Mahirap siyang gawin. Mahirap siyang gawin.
People will always have something to say. Like us, like we will always have something to say regardless of, diba? Even if
Parents, this is your cheat code to understanding your gamer kid. This is Keri Kita, guide for non-gamer parents. I'm Ray.
And I'm Joey. Hardcore gamers, hardcore parents. Let's learn from each other. Dito,
Keri Kita.
kailangan mo lang siyang gawin eh. Kung gusto mo siya, I mean, kaya ka nga nagkaroon ng audience kasi ginawa mo yung gusto mo eh.
Correct.
So, the moment na you start listening to the noise or focusing on the noise too much, you start losing yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's a problem.
Yeah, I think that's also something that I am struggling with right now. Total, naglalabas na naman tayo ng vulnerability. Because I think as content creators, hindi natin matatanggal yung dual mode of tayo yung accounts and creatives at the same time.
Yeah.
Diba na tipong, there is a part of us that is like very sensitive and just wants to create, but then meron tayong account side that has to promote and look at the comments and let it inform the next output.
Yeah.
And it's always like, nakaka-paralyze siya minsan. Kasi parang,
Diba? Quit na kaya ako.
Correct. May gano'n.
May times it happens, right?
Diba?
Yung parang, tama pa ba itong ginagawa ko?
Correct.
Okay pa ba ito? Like, di mo alam. Pero you just have to stick to your guns and just do it.
Yeah. And I guess the reason rin why this feels like uncharted territory, because I think a big part of it is itong hulma nating pagiging content creators na both commercial and creative. This is pretty new. This has only been around for like 8-10 years.
Yeah.
So the pitfalls, the anxieties of it, we're also just learning as we go.
Yeah. Kaya kapag nakakausap nga rin ako ng ibang mga creators who are going through the same thing, it's so refreshing to me kasi parang gets nyo yung pinagdadaanan ko. Kasi not a lot of people would understand.
Yeah. Diba parang, hindi naiintindihan ng mga tao, bakit lagi tayong nasa telepono?
Alam mo ba tawag sa akin sa barkada ko iPad kid?
Oh
Kasi
my
lagi
God.
ako nasa phone.
Yeah, ako rin lagi ako nasa
naka-phone. Tapos sabi ko,
andito po kasi lahat
trabaho ko to.
Andito po lahat. Andito lahat. Diba? Yeah.
Kung nasan ako ngayon, ginalingan ko lang dito. Ginalingan ko lang mag-phone, bro.
So, sabi ng friends mo, so hindi kami marunong mag-phone? Yeah.
Yun. So, yun. Phone lang ako ng phone.
Yeah,
Ganun,
ako
no?
rin,
Medyo
iPad kid na rin ako
kadiri,
ngayon.
no? Medyo kadiri.
Yeah,
Pero,
medyo nandun ako sa part right now na there is this book by Rick Rubin, The Creative Act or whatever.
Okay.
I've had it na for the longest time sa audiobook ko, mga 3-4 years ago pa. And then I had a podcast with Bianca Gonzalez. Sabi niya, oh my God, you should read this. Tapos nakita ko, oh my God, it's been on my phone the whole time. So, meron nung sinasabi na, kailangan as artists talaga, you have to clear yourself of all the parang the admin work and all the clerical stuff so that you can create. So, sabi ko, wow, paano natin gagawin yun?
Hindi
diba?
pwede gawin yun.
Diba?
Dami kong babayaran.
So, ang daming babayaran na tao to do it. Diba? So, but do you have a team?
No.
Oh.
I'm with an agency.
Correct.
But they basically just help me close deals.
Yes.
And help me with the because that ayoko na yun. Ayoko nang gawin yun. Parang advantage yun sa akin start of my career because I
Yes.
can do that.
Correct.
Diba? Kasi nga nagtrabaho ako as sales. But nung dumami na yung inquiries, dumami na yung projects, etc., like keeping track of all of it, I don't wanna make an Excel sheet now and put it all there, etc., etc. Like, so mas okay na sa akin na mayroong agency and at least meron kang barrier sa client.
Correct.
Like, they don't go straight to you.
Yeah.
Di ka nila pwedeng pakiusapan ng diretso. Like, Ikoy, pwede bang ganito? Hindi, dumaan ka dito.
Nahihirapan ako dyan now and to think na I've been doing this for 5 years because sobrang accounts ako for the longest time. I was programmed to like impress the client. So kahit
Yes.
meron akong, I have some projects na parang may tumutulong sa akin mag-assist. Parang gusto ko pa rin ako yung kakausap sa kliyente because like feeling ko like I know how to do it. And with good reason.
I get that.
Because I
get
do.
that. Yeah.
Pero I
yeah.
guess I also have to realize, wait lang, talent na tayo ngayon na pwede magbigay ng excuse na may sakit ako today.
Yeah. Pero kapag nagsasubmit na ako ng outline, actually, kapag meron akong opportunity to present it,
Yeah.
mas gusto ko yun. Kasi para mag-gets nila. Hindi ko
Correct.
siya yung pinadala lang.
Yeah. Ang lately, natutuwa ako pag yung brand, pag meron kunyari, if I'm part of medyo a big campaign, hindi lang siya isang post, merong like brand briefing with the client. Tapos gusto nila face-to-face. Natutuwa ako sa ganun kasi parang dahil komedyante na ako ngayon na professional, patatawanin ko kayo at bibigyan nyo pa ako ng mas marami pang project.
Correct. Correct.
Diba? May mga ganung parts pa rin
Yeah.
nakakatuwa. But you bring up a great point. Parang the sales training helps. And we talked about this kanina before we started filming. Like having a sales experience is very useful sa kahit anong walk of life
Kahit
mo.
anong aspeto ng buhay mo, magagamit mo yung sales.
Sobra.
You know how there are people who always say, para sales is not for everyone. It's true.
It should be actually.
But it should be.
Yeah.
It should be like you. Iba yung yung like yung negotiation,
Yeah.
yung learning that.
Correct.
Yung yung sakit lang sa ulo na pagka nagsasara ka kasi ng deal, tapos nasa milyones yung and it's money that you don't own.
You can't even touch.
You can't even touch. Pero ang laki ng values, hindi ka pwede magpauga doon
Correct,
Yung kunwari
hindi pwede.
nagdenego ka na ganito kalaki, alam mo yung kunwari lang, for example lang, na parang nagde-negotiate kayo, kunwari 4.5M versus 4M.
Correct.
Parang kapag ang laki ng number, isipin mo na parang, 4.5 mo na kasi
Correct.
ganito. Pero,
Gusto ko
500
pareho. We're getting fired up. Okay, oh.
pero 500K pa rin yun
Correct.
Alam mo yun? Yung
Yeah.
kung ine-negotiate ko yung 500K, 500K pa rin yun.
Yes.
Hindi mo alam kung kunwari, if you're working for a company, you don't know how long that 500K can go. That's
Yes.
salaries,
Yes.
it's a lot to think about. It's a business
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
business. So parang, pag gano'n na, tapos ikaw parang you're just an account manager, just a
Parang okay na yan.
salesperson. I'm
Yeah.
like, 29. Tapos
Yeah.
parang ganito kalaking numbers. It could be even bigger. It can be in the 25 million.
Yes, lalo na pag media na yung hawak mo, di ba?
Grabe yun.
Grabe
Iba na
yun.
yung pagka gano'n na yung values.
Yeah.
Parang what?
Yeah.
Pero kapag ka napagdaanan mo yun, nagkakaroon ka ng ibang perspective.
Yes. Ako, I remember, 2 years, senior account manager ako, 2 years into the job, I was handling a 100 million peso TV media budget. Na parang ako,
what do I do with 100 million pesos?
And that time, I had a mentor that she knew na calculated risk naman to give me a big enough of a responsibility.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
thank God, I had that. Pero in
Yeah.
the moment, I was like, if I screw this up,
Diba? Yeah.
medyo malala.
Yeah.
Diba? Like 100 million yun as in, ano pa to, TV placement sa TV Patrol, 24 oras,
Oh.
as in like 2013.
Yeah.
Grabe yun. As in talagang nakakauga siya pero necessary uga.
2013 to?
Yeah, yes.
At
Ang laki nun for 2013, you know that.
You're 23? 22?
I was 22.
20.
Yeah.
Tapos 100 million pesos yung budget mo.
100
That's
million,
crazy.
no joke.
Wow.
And kaya rin feeling ko, ang aga ko naging confident and ang aga ko
Oh.
nagpakabida-bida sa ahensya. Kasi
Yeah.
I had the gift of being able to manage that big of a budget. So parang nung na-manage yun, I'm like, tayo na nyo. May ganun siya,
crazy.
di ba? But at the same time, I think when you have a sales job, yung iba't ibang klase ng diskarte na ituturo sa'yo being in sales.
Yeah.
Like kunyari, pag sales ka, nag-report ka every week.
Yeah,
Di ba? Kamusta
yeah.
yung benta, gumagalaw. Tapos
May
ihahabol mo yan
anxiety
sa
bro.
cut-off.
Yeah.
Pag kunyari, first 3 weeks ng reporting, confident ka, masasara to. Pasok yan, you can rely on that. Tapos pag 4th week na,
Wala
hindi pa pumipirma.
Oo.
Yung the grace that you have to give yourself
Yeah.
and the shame that more or less you brought onto yourself
Yeah.
because sabi mo, papasok this month, di ba? Tapos hindi pumasok. Pucha, iba yun.
Iba.
Iba yung ituturo sa'yo nun. Sobrang iba.
Pero yung kung paano mo yung skill na
Yeah.
how to make it seem like you did your job to make sure
yes! Oh my God!
yung
Yes!
pag sa reporting kasi parang hindi siya sumara,
Oh
no?
my
parang
God.
sabi, ito yung mga ginawa ko, ganyan-ganyan, lumabas kami na ganito,
Correct.
ganito. Yung kung kailangan mong i-justify bakit hindi siya sumara.
Sobra. Tapos para kung hindi siya pumasok this month, paano mo mamagicin yung next 6 months para year to date okay pa rin? Oh
Correct.
my God.
Yeah.
Grabe. As in, I highly encourage everyone to take a motherfucking sales role.
And it doesn't even have to be this kind of sales
Exactly,
role. It can
yeah.
be like in service industry, that's
Yeah,
sales, diba?
yeah.
Like just sobrang humbling ng sales.
Saka talagang ituturo niya sa'yo, naniniwala ka ba sa sarili mo?
Oo,
Ganun for
oo.
me yung sales role. Kaya sobrang nakakaloka siya.
And like just to have the confidence to talk about a certain thing.
Aha.
That's also what sales is. Eh.
Yes.
Na parang, this is my product. Even if you believe in it or not, it doesn't matter. You have to.
Correct. Yun, ang ganda nun, parang it teaches you nerves of steel. Kasi kunyari, I'm sure nakailang credentials presentation ka na sa
yeah.
buhay mo. Yung ipapatawag ka nila, tapos biglang hindi pwede sa meeting yung person. So, ang ipapadala nila isang junior. And then, na hindi nila alam yung ina-explain mo. Pero kailangan mong galingan. Kasi baka yun na lang ang last meeting mo. It's
Yeah.
grabe yun.
And like all the rejection and all the cold emails that never got replies,
Yes.
everything, etc., etc.
Yes.
Yung pag-overthink na parang nag-reply naman, tas parang nagsiset kayo ng meeting, tas never natuloy. Yung mga ganung mga bagay.
Grabe.
Marami kang matututunan doon. So,
Kasi I think, mabalik lang ulit sa content creation kasi naging sales stock na po siya. I think what it
Sorry.
teaches you is to be very efficient.
yes.
Na tipo, resourceful, and just really know ano yung pinaka-essential to move the needle of this particular transaction.
Correct.
Yun siya eh, 'di ba? So, yeah, grabe. Again, guys, take a sales role, it will change your life. Sobra. Mabalik lang tayo sa food, okay? Dahil kung saan na tayo napunta.
Sorry.
Okay, no, I love it. I love it. So now you are a food guy.
Yeah.
You do it for a living. People look at you for your taste and your
Yeah.
perspective
Yeah.
on food. So with that being said, ano na ang relationship mo now with food? Because what used to be something that was very personal, intimate to
Yeah.
you, now everybody's now a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, has has it changed? Are there parts of it that you still keep to yourself so that it is still coming from a pure place?
Sa akin yung relationship ko with food, to be honest, parang I still manage to keep it the same naman. Pero kung may nagbago man, it's like, there are a lot of places now that I get to try na parang hindi ko naman ever naisip na makakainan ko, yung mga ganun na bagay. And then, nagkakaroon ka ng ibang perspective on things. Lalo na kapag, kunwari, ito yung problema rin kapag pag kunwari, nagiging foodie ka or food content creator. Kaya ako ngayon, hindi na ako ever yung parang, kunwari, in-invite ako. Tapos, hindi ako magbabayad. Ayoko nang magganon. Because it gives you it doesn't give you the actual experience of eating at the restaurant. If you eat at a restaurant and you don't pay, that's not the real experience of the restaurant. I want to feel na kapag binayaran ko to, na bad trip ba ako sa kinain ko relative to what I paid for. So that's a big factor diba? Na biglang nawawala. Kapag hindi ko binayaran to, kapag hindi ko to binayaran, masarap, bro. Good.
Pinakamasarap, in fact, diba? Pag hindi mo binayaran.
Masarap. Really good stuff. 100%. This is fantastic. But I don't know kasi how much it was Pero kapag kunwari, I actually went to that restaurant, I did my research. Kasi ganito ganito yung ginagawa ng tao. Normal tao, mag-research ako, hear about this new restaurant, I want to try this degustation, whatever. Ito yung sinabi ng mga content creators about it, pinanood ko lahat. This is how much it is, I go to the restaurant, I eat, I pay. I never get to have that experience That's an entire experience From doing your research, to listening to what other people say about it, to booking the reservation, to eating and to paying. Yung mismong ganon, yung experience na yun, ang hirap nun, hindi ko yun na-experience.
Correct.
Like just booking the reservation, it's so easy for me to get a reservation at certain, diba? Kasi parang they would even approach you to eat at their restaurant. But if you're not like a content creator or ganyan, you don't get that same privilege. So parang ako sa akin, gusto ko ma-experience yung mga restaurants kung paano sila talaga ma-experience. Kasi hindi magiging totoo yung parang hindi na nagiging totoo ngayon yung parang kung ano yung nagiging knowledge ko of the Filipino food scene. I don't see it na in the regular lens. I need that back.
Correct,
But at the same time, in terms of like just relationship with food naman, nagkaroon ng time na sobrang bad yung relationship ko with food when I started doing this content creation thing. Kasi sobrang, ang sa akin kasi, before, when you just cook, I really miss cooking, not shooting it, just cooking and eating. Pero kasi now, parang if I have time to cook, I have time to shoot. Nasasayangan ako.
Correct. Oh yeah. Wala
So
na. You're thinking na as a marketer, parang, content na to.
Diba? Parang may gano'n na, tapos parang nababago yun. And then there are times na parang super late na ako kumain, once a day lang ako kakain kasi sobrang, I was just not feeling like shooting. It was, I want to eat, I want to cook, but I don't want to shoot. But, di ko alam kung nagigets mo yung dilemma.
Nagigets ko yun. Na sometimes I feel like when I'm in a foreign country, I need to see how the comedy scene looks like and also like watch shows because that's part of the job. But at the same time, parang kailangan ko rin naman magpahinga and just think of other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Yun yung problem ko ngayon. Parang sometimes hindi ko na rin super ma-enjoy yung pagkain kasi parang kailangan ko siyang isipin or magiging content ba to or parang I just wanna eat.
Yeah.
Sometimes may ganun. Ang pangit no, parang feeling ko ang privilege ng take na to pero parang
I don't think it sounds privileged because I think yung sinabi mo nga kanina, at this moment you're struggling to parang right now nag-worry ka na about being authentic, and I think that it goes hand in hand with what you just said na parang I want this to be the truthful, it comes from here, and I just want to make sure it comes from that place. And I think it's pretty normal.
Yun, kaya parang ngayon I don't like being hosted. Like kapag kunwari may nag-invite sa akin or if you actually want me to eat at your restaurant, don't invite me there. Like let me find you. I'll go there, tas I'll eat.
Yeah.
Yun lang.
Yeah. But I have curious lang ako though, if like when you get invited to things and then the food is not giving what it should give, how do you diplomatically approach that situation in the sense na you don't lie, but also you don't burn a bridge?
Kapag pinost ko siya tas wala akong sinabi about it, normally, baka kasi wala akong masabing good about it.
Correct.
Like literally, I just came, I ate, I took photos, posted it in my story, tagged them, but I didn't add anything. Kasi ako, like, food is so subjective. So I don't wanna, ayoko rin naman mang-bash or whatever. Kasi parang, I want other people to still experience it, even if I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't wanna go and say, wag nyo to subukan, pangit. It's, kasi pwedeng magustuhan ng ibang tao and it's not fair to the business.
True.
And like, it's just, yung pressure lang of having that audience na, kasi kung dati, nung 4,000 lang yung followers ko, wala naman akong pake. Like, diba?
Ngayon, ano pong tingin nyo dun sa ganito?
Biglang, yun din yung nakakainis. Parang hindi rin ako pwede maging openly candid about things. But you have to be, kasi like people can lose jobs. Like,
yes.
Restaurants can close. Alam mo yun? And you don't wanna, I don't wanna do that.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun?
Interesting no, na parang people discovered you because of a perspective or a hot take. But as the practice, the profession becomes bigger and bigger, you have to, I don't want to say water down, but you have to keep a lot of stakeholders in consideration.
Yeah, there's just a lot more to consider.
Yeah.
So ngayon, parang normally, what I do is I promote stuff that are good.
Yeah.
If it's really good, I'll say it's good.
Yeah.
If it's not good, I won't say anything.
You heard it here first. So pag na-Nancy Drew nyo na ang mga posts niya at walang comment, well, that means you have to try it yourself para alam nyo if you share the same experience with Ikoy. Kayo naman, no? Grabe naman. Diba? So, speaking of food relationships, I want to know which certain restaurants or food items na meron kang very special attachments. Okay, ako, I'll start. There is a particular restaurant across where I live. It rhymes with Schmild's Flour. Na like sobrang lahat na ng meetings ko doon, I love buying my pastries there. But na-realize ko kaya sobrang attached ako sa brand na yun was because during the first 2 months of lockdown, March and April, they tried to keep the lights on para lang it didn't feel like doomsday na. And grabe yung naging attachment nun sa akin. Even if that meant open lang sila for 3 hours that day, kasi yun lang yung kaya nung inventory or stocks nila, they still opened, and for me the very small glimmer of hope that represented until now I still like keep with me. How about you?
Ako sa akin, it's funny that you mentioned proximity because I feel like a lot of us underestimate yung value ng proximity.
Yes.
Kasi yung convenience lang is like basta sobrang laking percentage siya of how you would value a certain restaurant. Kasi parang kunwari ito, merong masarap na restaurant sa ganito ganyan, pero kailangan ko siya dayuhin every time to eat it, I won't na lang.
Yeah.
And then sometimes pag kaya pinuntahan mo doon, nadidisappoint ka. Bakit? Kasi you came all the way.
Yeah.
But if you live right across it, and then you eat, like naglakad ka lang para kumain doon, solid, masaya siya. Kasi ang dali lang nung walang friction to get to that place. True. So, yun sa akin. Yung mga malalapit sa akin, currently, may ano rin kasi ako alam mo ba yung hyperfixation?
Yes.
Like, pagka meron ako nagustuhan, parang yun yung kakainin ko 2-3 times a week.
Oh my God. May ganyan akong particular drink sa Starbucks. Nabuti na lang ginawa niyo yung limited edition. Kasi kung nilagay niyo siyang mainstay, hindi na ako titigil. Oo. Yeah.
So meron ako ganun. Yung parang kakain ako doon lagi, 2-3 times a week for months, and then never do it again. Kasi parang hindi ko na kaya. Pero, so sa akin, one of them is yung Jolly Jeep sa baba ng kondo ko. Di ko sabihin kasi malalaman niyo ako sa yung kondo ko. Yung Wing Zone sa Ayala North Exchange.
Wing Zone? Okay.
So, nagkaroon lang ng time na parang, kasi nag-gym ako dun sa Fitness First. Tapos, it's either I eat dun sa Wing Zone na yun, or yung sa tapat niya na parang chicken inasal.
Either way, manok pa din.
Manok pa rin. Kasi parang gains, diba? They're not particularly solid. I mean,
Yeah.
solid naman siya for
Correct.
what it is. For how much you're paying for and for how convenient it is for you to get there. For me to get
Yeah.
Pero it's regular food.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
But it's close to my heart because like I go there a lot. Yun, si Ikinari Steak. So may Ikinari Steak na lagi ko kinakainan kasi kakabukas lang dun nga sa may Legazpi Village. May kakabukas lang Ikinari Steak dun. Siguro kumakain ako dun mga once or twice a week for like 3 months now. And it's kasi nagkaroon ako ng magandang memory of trying it for the first time in Japan with my family. Tapos, kasi sobrang kalat yun dun yung Ikinari Steak. Tapos nung nagka-franchise dito, you know, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Kasi parang, if not the same. Diba? So, wala lang. Sobrang gusto ko siya. Kahit medyo magastos siya, kinakainan ko pa rin siya.
Yeah.
So, yun lang. Sobrang trip ko yun.
Yeah, so parang nakakatuwa na parang yung food apart from the taste, it is the moments that you create with it
Yes.
na parang that can let you develop an even deeper relationship with it. Diba? Just because you tried it once and you liked it doesn't mean na you will like it forever. Or
Yeah.
it doesn't mean na just because it wasn't super sarap doesn't mean it cannot be a staple in your life.
Correct.
Diba? So they're like energetic beings as well if you think about it. Diba?
Tapos natatawa pa ako kasi parang may mga tao na because yun nga, ganito na yung career ko, ganyan. Tapos now yung mga friends that I haven't seen in a long time, they would ask me, Uy, Ikoy, ganito, ganyan. San okay kumain? Or pagka pinatry nila ako ng mga pagkain nila, pag kunwari yun na may potluck, ganyan. Parang, Uy, Ikoy, anong thoughts mo dito? Ganyan, ganyan. Parang, it's good. I mean, parang wala akong masabi kasi parang guys, like I'm just the same person. Wala naman ako masyadong maraming opinions on food all the time. Like ako nga honestly trip ko yung I'm actually very easy to please. Like contrary to I feel like is popular belief na very critical ako sa food. Sobrang honestly hindi masyado. Like for me, if kung yung the person cooked it with this certain intention to make it a certain way and na-achieve niya yun, okay na ako dun. Masarap na yun. So, yun lang. Parang sobrang di ako, sobrang dali ko lang i-please. Lalo na kapag pinaglutuan mo ako.
Yeah.
Kahit sino ka. Pag pinaglutuan mo ako, malamang magugustuhan ko yan.
So sa Jolly Jeep, anong go-to mo na choices?
Normally, sa mga Jolly Jeep, lagi yan may sisig. So, yan. Lagi yan sa akin. Sisig. Ano pa ba normally masarap pagka Jolly Jeep? Yung mga yung mga stew na hindi sobrang mamantika. Kasi normally, they just leave it out there. Tapos, kailangan masarap pa rin siya kahit malamig na eh.
Correct.
Kasi wala silang pampainit doon.
Correct.
Ang umiinit lang sa kanila ata, I think, kasi the soup is kept in yun lang yung laging, I feel, kahit pa paano nagiging mainit yung sabaw. So, kapag kayo mga fish sabaw, ganyan, okay ako doon. Tapos, bistek. Sarap yan kasi gusto ko yung sibuyas.
Oh, sibuyas sa bistek. Oh my God.
Sibuyas.
That's so good. Ako sa Jolly Jeep, pa sa turon. Or turon anywhere. SM turon. Turon na mahal.
Oo, turon.
Deconstructed na turon. Turon na pwede kong gawing additional order sa Tapa King. Ay, basta may turon. Basta may turon. I'm just there.
Solid God turon. Would you say, mas gusto mo ang turon sa banana Q?
Oo naman.
Dahil lang dun sa wrapper.
O saka yung crunch kasi.
Yung
There's
wrapper.
something about
Oo.
and also I think the ergonomics of it, yung hawak. I don't wanna get phallic here. This is not innuendo. But when you hold it and the kagat, it's so that something about it parang feels very primitive. Yung pag kinakagat mo ng gano'n versus yung stick na
mas maganda yung user experience ka.
Yeah.
They give it to you in a plastic labo.
Yeah.
Tapos kakagat ka.
Correct.
Gets, yeah. Masarap ang turon.
Yeah.
Tsaka, may crunch. Tapos yung, pagka nagdi-disintegrate yung wrapper sa bibig mo na may asukal, I get it.
Grabe siya. So I guess before I let you go, dahil ito ay kaya pa ba, gawin natin itong parang mini manifestation session. So you've been doing this for a year and a half now,
Yeah.
full-time content creator.
Yeah.
What are the things na parang pag naisip mo, baka pwede kong gawin to, like it leaves a smile on your face? Where do your thoughts go in terms of like, I want to be able to explore this?
Gusto ko talaga actually mag-host ng like a food show. So that's one thing. Na parang Kasi syempre, idol ko si Anthony, lahat naman ata ng mga mahilig sa food idol si Anthony Bourdain. Idol ko din talaga siya. So, I wanna do like a food show na parang gano'n, parang ginagawa ngayon ni Somebody Feeds Phil. Like, if I ever end up in a Netflix series hosting like a...
Parang papunta na tayo doon.
I feel like that's something that I wanna do or pursue. So, that's one. And another is parang gusto ko rin mag-cameo sa isang
Metro Manila Film Festival movie.
isang chef-related na series or movie. Kasi idol ko si Matty Matheson. So kung nanonood ka ng The Bear, si Matty Matheson isa sa mga facts. So chef siya talaga. And I think he's also one of the producers of The Bear.
Is this
Yung
big guy? Yeah.
The big guy na with a lot of sauce.
Correct.
Sobrang galing din pumorma kasi na.
Yeah.
But yun, like,
Ganon.
yun, I wanna do that. Tas medyo comic relief, cameo type.
Love it.
That's something I wanna do.
Yeah, I think this has partly something to do with, a little birdie told me you tried doing stand-up before, but that is for another.
Gosh!
That is for another episode.
Sino nagkwento nun? Sobrang bumaba ako nun. Sobrang bumaba. But I think everyone who does it their first time bombs naman talaga. But at the time, di pa ako nagsisales nun.
Pwedeng.
So feeling ko, if I do it again, try again, I feel like I'll do a better job this time.
Correct. Or at the very least, mas efficient ka mag-process ng whatever defeat yung... Kasi importante yun, how you process defeat or shame for... That's important. Again, sorry, nabalik kami sa sales. But yes, di ba?
Yes, sobrang hirap nun. Pero I think yung biggest lesson ko dun, na I think applies also to content creation, is to know that yung manonood sa'yo probably has no idea who the fuck you are.
Correct.
So parang just having that in mind when you create content na parang may manonood nito na hindi talaga ako kilala, walang konteksto na kung sino ako, dapat entertaining sa kanya tong video na to.
Yeah.
So same siya to comedy, to stand-up comedy, na parang these people, kailangan mo pakilala muna sa kanila bago ka bumanat-banat ng mga joke mo kasi hindi siya nakakatawa pag walang konteksto.
Tama. And ultimately, if you want to say something, you must have something to say. Diba? Yun
That's
talaga
so
siya.
true. That's so true.
You must have something to say.
Yeah.
That is it. Thank you so much, Iko. It was so fun.
Thank you.
Ang dami
thank
natin
you.
na pag-usapan, pero marami pong salamat sa mga nakinig. Again, don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Follow us. That is it. We'll see you on the next episode of Kaya Pa Ba? Thank you.
Thank you, boss.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.